You know, I swear, people are so lost in this instant gratification of the society nowadays that it's just nobody wants to wait for anything. They just want it now, want it now, want it now, want it now. And that's the case with Damian Priest and the Money in the Bank contract. See, it's never enough for people. People don't see the bigger picture. You got The Rock and Roman Reigns going up against Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, one of the biggest rivalries of all time, especially in the modern era. And we're talking about and complaining about, oh, Damian Priest has held the freaking briefcase, since July. It's now, March 12th, and he still hasn't done anything about it because it wouldn't make sense to. It would destroy Rollins. It would be dumb for him to try to cash in on Roman before WrestleMania. It would just totally fall flat in comparison to Damian Priest cashing in on either Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, any of those four. It would totally just screw everything up if it happened before WrestleMania. And first of all, Damian Priest is a star. That guy is main event caliber. And he's going to cash in. And he's going to be successful. He's going to successfully cash in. He's become world champion. And people will then, they'll see the light and be like, oh, this was greatly done and everything. People are just not patient. It's not that they have a Damian Priest problem. It's not that Damian Priest isn't worthy of being a world champion. It's the right moment hasn't picked up yet. That's all it is. The moment he cashes in at WrestleMania is going to be freaking awesome. And I don't care. It's not going to take away, because there's some people that are insinuating that, if he cashes in at WrestleMania, it'll dwindle Seth Rollins, legendary moment. How the hell? There's always a first ever. That doesn't mean there needs to be a last ever. You know what I'm saying? He can cash in at WrestleMania and it wouldn't even screw with Rollins' legacy. Oh, yeah, he was the first. Congratulations, And the most successful or most shocking cash in of all time, but it doesn't mean Damian Priest can't do the same thing. It doesn't even need to be done in the same fashion. He can cash in after the match. He can blindside somebody and then cash it in. So that's what's going to be so freaking cool about this. I'm patient. I see the bigger picture. It's not Damian's time yet. It's going to be very soon. And it's going to happen. Damian Priest is world championship material. He's got the look. He's got the wrestling credentials. You understand? He's got the character. He's got the presence to be a world champion. He can put on some freaking pretty good matches, man. The guy is a solid talent. And to be honest with you, I feel like I would be more interested in seeing him become champion than have Rollins for another how many freaking months. I'm so over Rollins. He's boring. There's nothing cool about him. And I keep saying this. I think people like his song more than they like him. Rollins is a great talent, great wrestler, but it's done. He hasn't done anything with the title in the last 3-4 months. He hasn't elevated it. He hasn't even had great matches. There was the one with Finn Balor. Nakamura's was pretty decent. But there's not a match in Rollins' title legacy. The one against Jey Uso was pretty damn good too. That you can watch back a billion times. Do you know what I'm saying? I can watch Roman versus McIntyre a bunch of times. I could watch Roman versus Cena, SummerSlam 2021 a bunch of times. I can watch Roman versus Brock, SummerSlam 2022 a bunch of times. I can watch Roman Reigns go against Sami Zayn at the Elimination Chamber of 2023 a bunch of times. Rollins has not had one match that I can go back and be like, okay, I'm watching over and over and over and over again because it's that freaking good. He hasn't had one match that way. He's had some good solid matches, and they're the ones that I just named, but they fall flat in comparison to Roman Reigns matches. I mean, geez, even Gunther is I'm not the biggest fan of Gunther, but that match against Jey Uso was freaking good. The one against Dom was interesting, you know what I'm saying? The one that he had against Chad Gable was freaking awesome. Like, I feel like Gunther puts on better title matches than Rollins does. So it's like, for the love of God, if anything, have Rollins drop the title. If you're going to have Roman drop it, please have Seth drop it. I can't listen to his mouth anymore, and I can't watch his stupid character on the TV to be a champion for the rest of the freaking year. I can't do it. You got way better talent on Monday Night Raw to take over that spot, and they're hungry for it. Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, being just two of them. Gunther. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many people on Raw that I'd rather see as champion at this point. But Damian Priest will become champion, and he will do it at the designated time that it's the best opportunity to launch him to the moon while also have a shocking conclusion to something. That's how it needs to be done. It's Money in the Bank, and he gets to choose when he cashes in. And by the way, the number one rule about Money in the Bank is that you have until July, whenever he won it, July 20th, we'll just say, because he has a year to cash it in. That's the number one rule. It's barely March. You got April, May, June, July. He's got 4 months still. And it's all up to his discretion. But he's going to do it at a great time. People are just not patient. So stop coming at the media with, they're wasting him. They have a Damian Priest. No, they don't. It's just the right moment hasn't presented itself yet. But it will very soon. So stay tuned for that. Because I'm going to be watching Damian Priest's career with great interest. I think he's better than LA Knight. Yeah. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.